going on? Welcome back to Much on Demand. Got Mike Shinoda in the building. Look at all the people outside. Holy smokes. Also, Linkin Park has his project out right now, Fort Minor. We're going to talk about that. But first, big show last night. How was the show?
Big show. It was a good time, man. We had a good time. We actually, it was funny. We were in a really good mood. I was just telling you, we had a lot of fun yesterday. We actually played a few pranks on each other. Like first of all, our DJ was wasted. You guys were there last. They're laughing because Cheap Shot was out of his mind. And then, but I had played a prank on our tour manager, pretending that I was just completely out of it, like stumbling around backstage, like, oh man, I don't know if I can do this show. As soon as I got to the steps, I'm like, all right, Jim, let's do this.
like Usual Suspects with the limp.
Oh man, it was so funny. It was exactly like that.
Wicked, man. The show was hype. A lot of you guys went to the show last night?
Yes.
Okay. Now this project right here.
Yeah.
Oh, these people outside make a lot of noise too. Now this project, you've been writing for this project forever.
Actually, yeah, it's a funny thing that ever since that Collision Course project with Jay-Z, it kind of got me thinking about where I came from, you know, what I used to do. Before Linkin Park, I used to do production, and I used to rap over my beats, and you know, I was hanging out with Styles of Beyond at that time, which is, they're friends of mine, and they're a rap group, obviously. And I wanted to get back to those roots, you know, and so the music just started. The music started coming out, and I got together with those guys, and it ended up kind of being Fort Minor, being what it is. Actually, the funny thing, if you look at the credits, like the people who are on the record, like from Black Thought is on the record, Common, John Legend is on the record, and Jay-Z executive produced the record. One thing about it is that I basically limited the cameos to only people that I was already friends with. You know what I mean?
Mr. Han, you hooked up with him
yeah,
again?
Yeah. You're from Linkin Park. He's on there. And there's a few other people who people may not know so much about, but I basically did that because it is a more personal, individually personal record, and I thought that in order to like take it there, I needed to just stick to people who kind of know me, and we can, you know, talk on the same level like that.
And what were you able to convey with this album that say you couldn't convey with the Linkin Park album?
With Linkin Park lyrics, generally, I mean, first of all, this is a hip-hop record, so that's one thing that makes it different. But with the lyrics, I'd say Linkin Park lyrics are generally more universally personal. You know, when we write lyrics, we want the whole band, all 6 of us, to be able to stand behind the lyric and say, that represents me. So I'm representing 5 other guys. Okay. But with this record, I just have to represent one person. And so it's just individualized. Like there's a song called Kenji. I'm half Japanese. This song is kind of about a Japanese-American experience during World War II with internment. Thank you. And then some more things like cigarettes, things like Right Now. There's just more personal stories on the record. Okay, and I was gonna say you're quite a storyteller on the album, telling a lot of stories from first-person perspective. Yeah, it's hot. As well, let's talk about this because this is big. Okay. You guys can't see it on the back, but having executive producer Sean Carter on your album is huge. is huge because you guys are friends also. But there's a lot of people out there, you know how it is with music these days. You know, everyone's trying to, is it a marketing scheme? Is it this or that? What do you say to the haters who kind of question that? Yeah, obviously, I mean, Jay is, he puts his name on what he puts his name on with Def Jam because of the obvious relationship. Of course. But this isn't Def Jam. Right? Yeah. So how many times does Jay put his name on something outside of the company he's running? It's true. It doesn't happen very often. So that's why, to me, it's kind of a special nod to the, you know, to me, I hope that means that he appreciates the quality of the record. I know that when we were working on it, people asked me, did he write any lyrics? Did he write any beats? What happened with that? And the answer is no, he didn't actually. That's my job, you know what I mean? Yeah. So what he did was when I was writing songs, I would play him the songs and he'd be that fresh ear. After I've listened to the song 500 times, he'd listen to it for the first time and say, okay, I'm hearing it for the first time. Should it be on the record or no? Okay. Does it need work or is it ready? And that's how we kind of built the record. Do you guys ever disagree? I mean, if Jigga says, I don't know, you're like, no, that track's done. Actually, one funny story on that note, I asked him on that song Cigarettes. The song Cigarettes is, it's a little, I mean, people say it's a little controversial, you know, whatever. It's about how the hip-hop industry and the cigarette industry are actually very similar because they sell a little bit of a half-truth, you know what I mean? Like, but we don't, and what I mean in that is that, like, if the cigarette industry tells you that it's not harmful, come on, right? Yeah. Hip-hop industry, they all tell you they're gangster. They got street cred, yeah. Come on. Not everybody, I mean, everybody will agree that not everybody's telling the truth. So with the song, I was saying, you know, I know this is a true statement. I know the things I'm saying here aren't, you know, there's some of it's opinion and some of it's truth. And there's a little bit of sarcasm, too. So I asked Jay, you know, what do you think? Is it weird for the guy from Linkin Park to say these things on a record? You know, are people going to freak out on me and say, you know, why are you, who are you to say what that is? And his response to me was simply like, well, if you come from hip-hop, if you love hip-hop the way I know you do, you have every right to say that.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense too, man.
Yeah.
And what's the feedback been like from the hip hop community themselves? Because you got, you know, when you get comment on a track, it's like, you know what I mean? That's hip hop right there. So
I think it's been real good. I mean, like actually some of I think our best reviews have come from really credible underground hip hop publications, websites, whatever. I mean, if you look at if you go to fortminor.com right now, we've put up some of the things that have been said about the record from different people. And I mean, just go there right now. I mean, you'll see what people are saying about it. It's pretty. I'm flattered. I'm really excited that the hip hop community has embraced the record and accepts it.
So now that you've put out your solo album, you've done anything with Linkin Park, what's the next big day you're looking forward to?
Wow. Well, right now, actually, on this tour, while we're out, I've got a bus with studio equipment on it. I'm working on new Linkin Park stuff. They were asking, can I put the album out on their birthday? I have no control over that. December. Oh, well. The thing is, we want to get it out this year. We're going to get it out this year. And as soon as this tour is over, I'm going back home and writing more with the guys. So excited about that. A couple other things we're excited about. We've got a couple of artists who actually appear on the Fort Minor record who are putting out albums this year. They're on our label. That's Styles of Beyond and Holly Brook. So look for those albums this year, too.
Okay, look out for those. As well, another big day that's around the corner, Valentine's Day, man. What are you doing for Valentine's Day?
That's actually right after my birthday, so I'm always home for Valentine's Day.
Oh, seriously? Just chilling?
I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Even if I did, it'd probably be a surprise, so I wouldn't want to blow it on TV, you know what I mean?
Okay. We also have an audience question for you right here.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Monica.
Hi.
My question is, what inspired the name Fort Minor? Like, why'd you call it Fort Minor?
Oh, that's a great question. Actually, the funny thing about that is that I know how easy it would be to like just come out with a record and say Mike Shinoda and put my face on the cover and, you know, get beats by Timberland and Neptunes and do all that. That's all possible. You know what I mean? In this world, you can do that, but that's kind of not who I am. You know, I wanted to put the attention more on the music, more on the project as a whole artistically. So Fort represents the more aggressive, heavier side of the record, and Minor represents the opposite, the darker, smaller side of the record. Because the album is actually very diverse. You know what I mean? It has all those different dynamics to it.
Okay.
It's a good question.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, and I was wondering if I could give you something.
Sure.
Yeah, come on up.
What is it?
Yeah.
This is something that you and your music inspired me to draw, and it's
hey,
Fort
look
Minor.
at you.
That's
And
nice.
I know how you're into like the graffiti. And I wrote a verse at the top. It's my version of Remember the Name.
Oh, great. You want to read it?
Okay, well, it goes, this is 40% amazing, 60% crazy. Mix the beat to the rhythm, and you got Fort Minor blazing. From under the ashes, from the fire still burning. At the Phoenix they rose and gave T-Dot some learning. Brought 10% luck and 20% skill, with the 50% concentrated power of will. Mixed with 5% pleasure, 50% pain. Gave Toronto a reason to remember the name.
Woo! That was really nice. Thanks a lot.
All right.
That was hot.
Cool.
That might be your next act right there.
There it is. There it is.
You never know.
She's opening for us.
Now, with the success you've had with Linkin Park, which is crazy, were you reluctant at all? Because, you know, independent projects have a way of backfiring sometimes.
Well, you know what's funny, too, is that they call this type of project, sometimes they call it a vanity project. And I hate that. I mean, because that's not what this is about, you know? I mean, so in order to kind of get over that hump and make it obvious to people that it's not about doing that type of thing, you know, that's why I put the album together in the way that I did. It's a very personal record. It kind of breaks the rules of a lot of hip-hop stuff right now without moving away from hip-hop. I mean, you listen to it, it's obviously a hip-hop record.
Yeah.
It just breaks the rules a little bit.
Yeah. It's good, though, man. There's
you.
a lot of stuff that sounds the same. So if you don't have this record and you're a hip-hop head out there, pick it up and at least give it a listen. It's a good record. Turn it the other way for a Minor.